listening to the Decision Reel special episode of
How have you not seen this?
Welcome to How Have You Not Seen This, a special bonus episode from us at The Decision Reel. Here we dive into popular movies that you have somehow missed. This week we have Randy and Sean from Review It Yourself. Guys, I gotta ask you, how have you not seen Lethal Weapon?
Sean, you go first.
Genuinely don't know. I just asked my dad. I said, Dad, have you seen Lethal Weapon? Oh, yeah. I'm the series.
Oh, yeah.
TV series. I've
That's funny.
never seen any of these. I don't know how I missed this, how it passed me by.
It did pass you by. Well, or it was before your time, possibly, because these movies are relatively older. Now, all these movies that we have looked at so far on our series here at How Have You Not Seen This have been older because they've been like giant hits that how have you not seen, like Jaws, Star Wars. We just did The Thing for Halloween. Like, this is another one of those type movies that was pretty big in the 80s and 90s, and it is even, how would I say, comparable to Die Hard, which... If you haven't seen Die Hard, how could you have not seen
When did that
Lethal
come
Weapon? Die Hard, I believe, was 88. So the year after this.
Was, yes.
Cheap.
Did you guys notice anything about the music in Lethal Weapon?
It's exactly the same as Die Hard. We might get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. Do you? Okay, I'll stay.
Is it like exact? Oh, we'll get into it. That's
We'll
fine.
get into it. But
I
before,
fucking love this movie.
okay,
By the way,
all right, go for it.
this movie is fucking fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fuck. Well, first it started off with titties jumping off a building. Got me
Cocaine
there.
titties.
Cocaine titties
Yep.
jumping off a building.
Right.
Cool.
I'm in.
Dope. Sold.
Yeah.
That's what got me.
First 2 minutes,
Yeah,
you're like,
that
that's
was
everything
good.
I want.
That's all I needed.
Just a little. Let's fly.
We're gone.
Yeah.
And she landed on the car differently than she was laying.
I will.
Bothered me.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Sure.
I have two gripes in this movie. The first one is she would have been fucked up.
Yeah.
Not like
It's not just cross leg, arm here.
and it's not like this movie's not rated R. So they could have like, hey, her head's twisted around and she's bleeding everywhere and her guts are poking out because the fucking side of the car went through her or some shit. Give me some of that. If
Probably
you're
budget.
gonna give me titties and cocaine, you can give me a little bit of blood. Because is there any blood in this movie?
There's quite a bit later on. Can I translate
Some.
for the non-American/Canadian viewers?
Yes,
Basically,
please.
the film starts. She's coked up, baps out a lot. It's cracking. It's really, really good. I don't know if you guys understood a word of that.
Coked out, I heard.
Well, she's coked up,
Coked
and her
up.
baps are out.
Baps around. Is that slang
For titties.
for
Yes, yeah.
For tatas. Tatas.
I'm trying to process it because I like it.
You're going
And
to
I'm-
forget it.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep it in my memory, but it's already gone.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we get super deep
yes,
into
yes,
this, I do want to say if anybody who enjoys listening or watching us want to continue listening or watching us, can you please take 10 seconds out of your day and share one of our social media posts or give us a review on Apple Podcasts, come on our YouTube channel, maybe subscribe and like one of these videos that we got, maybe comment and say, hey, you guys are doing really bad. This is why.
Yeah. You guys fucking suck. Stop doing it. Or you like us and you're going to be like, that's fucking dope.
These guys are
And
pretty
you can
good.
all
Yeah,
share it.
they're not bad.
And then you're going to find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
at The Decision Reel.
You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Pretty much everywhere. Wherever
Or-
you can, yeah.
www.
.thedecisionreel.com. And you can find us there, where there is merch available. You can buy t-shirts there and support us that way if you want. Anyways,
We'll have new ones soon.
we will have new ones soon. Anyways, our special guest with us this week is Sean from the Review It Yourself podcast. Sean, if you will, could you please give us a little spiel about yourself and your podcast?
I'll give it a go. I'm Sean from the Review It Yourself podcast. I do a podcast where I talk to lots of different film podcasters, other podcasters. Basically, we go through your favourite films. Well, not your favourite, that's a lie. Go through films I want to do. We do the odd documentary in there. We do a Defend It Yourself series where you can come on and defend that one film we've all got within us that we absolutely love. Everybody else say, are you off your head? What do you mean? That's an awful, awful film. And we've also got our first video podcast coming up where I venture out into the countryside of England to show you some more battlefields. So
That's
keep an
kinda-
eye out for that coming up recently.
Yeah, that sounds really cool, actually. I'm looking forward to that. Do you have a release date on that, or is that just kind of like a, hey, we're doing this and it's going to come out when we're done?
It's done. It's done, and it's gone out to a couple of friends. to basically tell me what I think. I've had a bit of feedback. There's not as much of my personality in it as usual because it's obviously historical, but we'll see how that selling it well, of course. But we'll see how it goes. It'll be out soon. I've got like 8 episodes to edit, and I've got a lot to do, so I don't know at this point.
Well, good luck with all that, and looking forward to it once it comes out for sure. And if anybody wants to, you can find him you're on pretty much every other podcasting network, I believe, and you can find him on Twitter. Do you have an Yeah, you got an Instagram too, as a review yourself and all that. Yeah, so you'll find Sean over there and like and favorite his shit because his shit is the bomb. You know what also is the bomb? Arnold Palmer's. If we were sponsored, we would be sponsored by Arnie
Table is
Palmer's.
fucking full of them right now.
We got a plethora of Arnie's ready to go here. We've also got Sean making his own, brewing it in his own domicile.
Do you guys
over there.
have Deep Eddies over there?
Never heard of it.
What is a Deep Eddy?
It's
I'm over here and I don't know.
It's like a lemonade liquor. You put it in the tea and you can make your own.
I'll tell you what we do have though. We do have Dandelion and Burdock alcoholic. That's really nice.
Stupid.
That sounds kind of cool too.
It really is.
Anyways, getting to the movie at hand, we are talking about Lethal Weapon, the first Lethal Weapon movie. Where to watch this movie right now in the United States, because that's where we're based, and we don't look at any other place where you can fucking stream stuff because every country's different. But in the United States, if you
I'm glad you wanted the
if you have a subscription, there's nowhere to watch this without a premium subscription. So you have to be subscribed to something else to watch it on something else. But if you want to rent it, it's available on YouTube, Vudu, Google Play, Apple TV, Philo, Sling TV, Redbox, and Amazon.
Or if you have Steve's Plex login.
Or if you have
do it that way.
Right. This is going to be my only plug for Plex. It's the best thing I've found in a long time. It's an app that you can put on anything, smart TV, smartphone, computer, whatnot, and watch your own personal library of files that you have on your computer.
Pretty dope.
It is pretty dope. And it files everything for you, puts posters on everything, fills out everything by itself. It's and it's free.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Amazing.
It's kind of fucked though because it put the Rotten Tomatoes on there. I fucking saw it.
Yeah, well, that's the
That's a
only
lot of
problem.
rubbish.
Yeah.
It's a lot of absolute rubbish.
Rubbish. I like it because, it's funny because we've been doing this show here now for a while, and we've definitely saw that the Roddy T score does not correlate well to a movie. Obviously, this one definitely did, but there's been some times where I'm looking at it, I'm like, what is that number?
Yeah.
Because this movie's great.
Mm-hmm.
30? Get out of here.
Yep.
And then, it's Certified Fresh, the newest rock movie, the Black Adam, fucking 95 or whatever percent it is. That movie's trash.
Have you seen it?
Money.
Trash.
It's not relevant. I'm just saying.
It could be
Good
relevant because he's making money.
He's
I
not
meant
even-
Rotten Tomatoes. I was poking fun at that.
Oh, perfect. Lethal Weapon, though, what it's about, 2 newly paired cops who are complete opposites must put aside their differences in order to catch a gang of drug smugglers.
Yeah. Isn't it kind of crazy? I feel like they actually did coke like that. Like cops. They were doing like a sting back in the day. Like in the 80s.
Just like,
Yeah,
we got to
just
catch
fucking-
these guys because,
Just fucking did it.
right. I did like the sting in the beginning you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. I really like that scene. Like, it sets up Mel Gibson perfectly in this movie. Like, he is fucking crazy. He is
Oh,
ready to
$100, that's
die.
it?
Right. That was funny. And they're like, whoa, guy. He's like, I got 5, 6, 7. We're going to count it out.
How about I take it off your hands for free?
Yeah.
And
I have to suspend your disbelief, of course, to see Mel Gibson as potentially crazy.
Yeah.
If I had a badoomt, I would put it in there because that's funny. But back in the 80s, though, Mel Gibson is a big movie star, and he's not crazy. Obviously, we now know what had happened in the ensuing years, and
What?
he is crazy.
I don't know.
Oh, well, don't look up anything.
Why?
You might not like Mel Gibson.
Oh. I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm going to look it up.
All right, whatever. This movie is written by Shane Black. He's also wrote. Look,
Wrought, yeah.
He's also written,
I don't know how to.
or he also wrote.
I don't know
Is it
this
only one?
English
Is it one or plural?
Well, he's written a lot of other movies.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so he's also written The Lost Boy Scout, Last Action Hero, which is my personal favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Iron Man 3. You should know
Hang
that
on,
movie.
hang on. It's your
I
favorite
love that
Arnold
movie.
Schwarzenegger movie.
Personal favorite. It's not
Oh,
the
okay,
best.
sorry. No,
it's
no,
not
no,
his
hey,
best
it's-
movie.
My judgment.
It's just my personal movie that, like, if it's on TV or I come across it, I know it's on Netflix right now in America. It's just one of those, like, fuck, that movie's so good and so ahead of its time when it came out, and just so, like, people didn't appreciate it for what it was trying to be at that time. And watching it in today's eyes, you're like, holy shit, this is doing stuff that movies try to do now and just fail to do.
To be fair, I love The Sixth Day, and that gets absolutely hammered. So
Let's bring it back. I fucking love that movie too. That's the one where he gets cloned, right?
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that movie's really good. And is it behind his ear? No, it's the
No,
the eyeball.
no,
it's the eyeball in that
under your
one.
eye.
Yeah. You got the different dots. How many times you've been cloned?
Yeah.
That movie, yeah, is really good. If you haven't seen that, The Sixth Day with Arnie, it's kind of stupid, but it's good. It's Arnold.
Yeah. Collateral Damage as well.
You
is
love
an
him.
underappreciated
So
gem of
you
his.
will-
Who doesn't like Arnold? Get down.
I don't
What are you
care.
doing?
I don't care for him.
Wait,
I don't hate him, but I don't just like it.
have
Whatever.
you seen True Lies?
No.
That's going to be the next How Have You Not Seen This episode?
Whoa, yeah.
Because
that
True
is
Lies is one of the best 90s movies ever made.
James Cameron.
James Cameron wrote and directed it. You got not Bill Pullman. Who am I thinking of?
Bill Nye.
Bill Nye, the science guy. No, the sleazy car salesman. Who the fuck is Bill Paxton? That's what I'm talking about. Bill Paxton, Jamie Lee Curtis, Elijah Dushku as their daughter in it. Yeah, dude.
What kind of name is that?
Have you seen Bring It On?
Yeah.
Okay, the girl with like she almost has dreads but she doesn't.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that girl.
Yeah.
One of the best chase sequences ever in that movie happened. You know what I'm talking about with the horse. Really good movie. Also, it's a trope movie because you're coming into that movie going, okay, Arnold Schwarzenegger, big action star. This is going to be a big action movie because it's over the top. It's James Cameron, who just came off directing him in, Terminator 2. Please tell me you've seen Terminator 2.
No.
Okay, we're going to bring it back. How have you not seen this? Terminator 2 will be next. Jesus Christ.
The only one I've
that-
seen is the one where she dies or falls into the fire. You know what I'm talking about? Am I
Who
not even
falls?
thinking of Terminator?
Somebody falls in. Well, we should ask Sean because they just did a huge. You guys have been doing all the Terminator movies over there, have you not? With Bill, right?
No, not with Bill. I reviewed Terminator 3 with Carlo from Movie Loot.
I can't see shit.
I've just done Terminator Genesis with somebody else. I've done
Oh, so
too
you
many
just-
podcasts. I can't remember who I did that with.
I don't even know what I
Christ.
did yesterday. Yeah, no, I got you. I just been
Uh,
seeing you guys been doing a lot of Terminator stuff over there. So,
Yeah.
so you're saying there's a movie in which she falls into the fire? Are you thinking of Alien 3
I don't know what I'm thinking of anymore.
Is he thinking of the end of Terminator 2? With the,
with him falling
Was it
into
the-
fire?
Yeah. I knew
With the
somebody.
thumbs up.
Somebody fell into the fucking fire.
With the
I know
thumbs
that.
up.
I don't know. I just know fire.
But fire and hot stuff are completely different. If you're falling into flames, that's different than falling into burning magma or like melted metal,
Molten Steel. Yeah.
molten steel. What? Thanks, Sean. Anyways,
My dad used to make it.
Shane Black has also directed the Predator movie that came out in 2018. He wrote and directed that. He's also
Oh, dear God.
starred in the original Predator movie. Please tell me you've seen the original Predator.
No.
Oh my God, who are you? Can you write these down
Isn't
so we
it
remember?
crazy how I got into this fucking podcast?
You're on a movie
I haven't
podcast.
seen shit.
Okay, so this was directed by Richard Donner, who's also directed the original Superman movies, The Goonies.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen The Goonies. God damn it. Scrooged, and most recently 16 Blocks.
Just a fucking attitude.
You're right. I'm sorry. Let me rein myself
If you, were
back
my,
in here.
if you were my co-host, you'd be saying a lot more shit right now because that's disgraceful.
Disgraceful. You'd be getting slapped around over there by Sean.
Probably.
Good thing we're 16 hours away. Something
that
like that. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think that's right.
Well, it's 8 hours to get from here to like Paris. So I would assume from there. Well, maybe not 16.
Do you know geography?
Well, I was watching something the other day on the news, or like a news something, and it was literally DC to Paris was like eight hours on a flight.
Yeah, it depends if you're going with the rotation of the Earth or if you know what I mean.
Right, with the headwinds.
How far are you from Paris?
He doesn't know.
would he
Jesus,
know?
I don't know.
Why
I was
would
in
he know?
France not long ago.
Oh, never mind. He would.
I plane. Oh God, an hour. Is that?
Oh.
All right, so he's
16
10
my
hours.
ass.
He's 10 hours.
Yeah, that's about right. 10 hours there, 8 and a bit back.
All right.
North Carolina, of course. Where but
What a guy, known as geography. We don't over here.
No.
I know. Yeah, when you're America, you learn your own, and then it's like the rest of the world just doesn't exist.
That's pretty much it.
Australia exists, for me at least.
You know,
'Cause it's down under.
But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lethal Weapon is starring Mel Gibson as Martin Riggs, Danny Glover as Roger Murtaugh, Gary Busey as Joshua, which is the worst fucking name, but also the best name for a villain. Joshua. Right.
Oh, it was fucking Josh.
Oh, no, not Josh. It was fucking Joshua. Like, what an evildoer. Joshua. We also got Mitchell Ryan as the general. Those are the main characters there. Obviously, there's more people in the movie, but they're not worth.
Joshua sounds like he's going to make me like a Subway sandwich.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, no. Don't put mayonnaise on there.
the whole tube is now on it. Enjoy your fucking sandwich.
I would be mad.
You would be like a year ago.
Yeah.
This man never
But
had
now.
mayo before.
This shit is fucking
Mayonnaise
amazing.
before a year ago. Look,
Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise. You guys have mayo over there, right?
yes,
Okay,
yes, we do.
I don't know your culture.
I
I'm
love.
sorry.
Do you know what? I love the first get from like Americans, Canadians. They ask us things like, "You've got like Bill said, you've got cows over there." Like, yes.
What's
What do you think we
a
are, Bill?
What's a cow? That's
It's like, yeah, our steak's made out of wheat. What do you think? Come on.
What do you think? Oh, Jesus Christ. So Lethal Weapon is rated R, and because it's one of those deep 80s movie, there's no real reason for the rating. It just says it's R.
Titties, cocaine.
Obviously, while watching the movie, we understand why it's rated R, but there is no general synopsis for why it's rated R on anything. Like if you had the DVD or VHS, maybe Laserdisc, I don't know, back in the day, on the back it would just say R. Doesn't say for gratuitous nudity
Yeah, like
and
now
cocaine.
it has like R, and then underneath of it has Y.
Right.
Yeah.
Back then it was just like
Or next to it, actually.
R.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. R. Wait, watch it. Titties, cocaine in the first 2 minutes.
Watching it.
Watch it.
Fucking sold.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
All I need. You know what's funny is we watched a movie that has a similar haircut in it with They Live, and it's funny that the bookends of those movies are titties. Think of the end of They Live, the chick's riding that alien at the end with her titties out for no reason. That scene's not there, and that's the end of the movie. This movie, you got titties to open.
Yeah.
And
Do you guys like to know what was on the VHS box? Oh, it doesn't have anything.
it just says R.
Disappointment. It just says 18, suitable only for persons of 18 years and over, not to be supplied to anybody. But that's disappointing.
Yeah. Now,
Right.
again, different countries will have different ratings for different movies. Like in Canada, the UK, whatnot, a lot of movies that are rated R here will be like PG-13 because certain things are easier to get by the ratings, or just in general, Americans are like, hey, we can show a kid getting ripped apart by an Uzi, PG-13. Titties, R. In Canada, it's like, you can have two girls making out, licking each other's titties, PG-13. But you show somebody get shot without blood, R.
That's what's wrong with Canada.
No, that's what's wrong with America. Look, bro, titties are real. Everybody has nipples, right? I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me? Right? So my thing is, if we're trying to take away the titties from media, even though sex sells, but not too much sex, right? Every kid has seen a pair of titties. Think about it.
No, I'm sure.
Well, if they're being milked by their mother, or they're milking.
No,
Wait,
they
hold
don't
on.
get
If
milked.
the kid is
I know,
old
I was
enough
done.
to remember the titties of their mom, something is wrong.
Some people
Something
breastfeed
something is wrong.
their kids for a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking weird.
Right. But what I'm saying is, what are you looking at?
The camera,
Okay.
just in case
Just in case.
anyone's watching.
Don't look
It's
at me.
fucking weird.
It's fucking weird, bro. Anyways, I don't know how we're getting on titties here. Runtime of Lethal Weapon is 112 minutes. I think perfect. It doesn't need to be any longer or any shorter. I wouldn't take anything out of this movie. I wouldn't add anything to this movie. I think this movie stands pretty well alone by itself.
The only part I thought that was long was when he went to the desert and they were coming towards him. That part was a little long. I was like,
Look, you got look. They paid for that helicopter for the day. Okay, they're gonna get their money's worth, right? This guy's like, look, what do you want me to do? I'm expert helicopter flyer. You paid for the best. You're gonna get the
and
best.
the loop around. Why did he do a loop around?
Because he's like, you paid for the best. You're gonna get the best. What do you want to see? I got tricks, bro. I got tricks. You ever seen a helicopter fucking fishtail into a fucking landing?
I'm doing it.
You're about to find
You
out.
want to see me land on a moving car?
Right.
I'm doing it.
You want to see me?
It's the
just
80s.
touch.
They don't need reasons to do things. They just. I was wanting her to, like, grow a pair of balls and not literally, figuratively,
Well, you
and
did,
turn the car into the like the skids of the helicopter, because that helicopter would have just smashed the fucking pieces. It had gone.
It's funny, right? Yeah, like I remember watching this for the first time. I don't know. I remember what I was thinking when I watched it for the first time, and I always thought that the helicopter was trying to like hook the sunroof,
That's what I thought too.
right, and then like do something like pick her up.
Yeah.
So like,
I was
oh, we
like, what
got
are
her,
you doing?
we got her. But I was like, couldn't she have just turned left?
She could have just hit the brakes
Or hit the
It would have
brakes.
just fucking went.
Right.
She
I
could've
understand she's in distress and she's an 80s
No,
woman.
fuck
What
get
is she
away.
supposed to be?
I mean, so you got to think. So if Murtaugh's
She old enough
turning
to drive? 'Cause I know
50,
it's weird. It's you have different ages there, don't you? So
I would think she would be between the ages of 15 and 18. That's my thought.
Right.
She was probably 18.
In those ages, right?
I'm almost.
Well, she was giving fucking Mel Gibson the old, hey, so she had to have been at least a little old for him to be like,
Yeah.
knock it off. you
Yeah.
know?
He also said that alcohol was legal and it was fine for her to drink it. He's a cop.
So then it would have been 21. In the 80s, it was 21.
Was it?
Yeah, it's always been 21.
It's not always been 21.
In the 80s.
18.
Yeah, in Canada, it's 19. So
Weird age.
I love how in America, you're old enough to vote and die for your country in the army, but you can't drink legally.
Oh, that's what it was.
What?
Back in the day, when if you were in the military, you can get it at 18, I think. I might be coming up with shit. I don't know. I'm trying to Google it.
He's trying
How
to
old do you
Google
have to be?
to drink
in
in the 80s. I don't know.
In the 80s.
They didn't care. They were going all keyed up on cocaine. Okay, I got it. I just figured out the whole thing with the helicopter.
Following the repeal
The repeal. The repel. Who are you, me?
prohibition. You got to be 21.
It was like 60s, yeah.
1980.
50s. 80? Oh, that's when they changed it? 1980. They changed it from 18 to 21?
Whenever the prohibition stopped. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't
sure.
know history.
Anyways, what I was saying was I figured out the whole helicopter scene, right?
Okay.
Cocaine.
Mhm.
Everybody on that set was like, what are we doing with this helicopter? They went, hold that thought. All right, guys, I got an idea.
Do a fucking circle.
Just fucking pick up the goddamn helicopter with, like, do something with it. And they tried, and then that's what you got. Especially the fight scene at the end, I felt like was just a coke-fueled rage of, what are you going to do? I don't know,
That
just
was
fucking
brilliant,
shots.
that.
Shots.
No.
It was stupid but brilliant at the same time.
Well, you got to think, too, like, in that point in time with movies, you're not getting perfect fight scenes that are choreographed by fucking people who
Yeah.
have, like, martial arts backgrounds for years. You're not getting all these beautiful scenes. You got one dude going, all right, we got 20 minutes. The rain's stopping or whatever we got, you know, the hydrant's going for only 20 minutes. Let's make this count. All right, let's just wrestle around. Grab my dick. No, grab his dick. Like, that's what it looked like to me. It was fucking funny.
I thought it was a good fight scene.
It was good for sure, but it didn't feel movie-esque only because of, well, you've seen every fucking Fast and Furious movie. Good
I
fight
haven't seen a
scene.
single one.
Good
and
for
I'm
you.
proud of that fact.
I would take that to your grave. Don't watch anyone. Maybe watch
I love
you
the
can watch
fact
the
you
first
could
one.
have this fight in a film now. Because people would just be stood there with the camera phones, like, why can't just phones? They've all got cameras now. Just look at this. Isn't this disgraceful? He's supposed to be a cop.
Wait, it's funny too, right? Like all those cops show up and they're just watching this happen. Like they're
Yeah.
just like,
Eh.
all right, he killed 2 cops. Like, all right, let it happen. But no one goes, how do we make the report for this? Like, what the fuck we doing here? What if he shoots this guy? What if he kills our cop? Like, also, if you're the guy fighting him, what's your end goal here? You ain't escaping.
I know you're fucked.
Right.
Regardless.
So are you going, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna beat this guy up because I'm
Maybe
done?
if I win, I'm good. They're not gonna.
If I win, they go, oh, hey! You win the match,
good, dude.
fucking
They hand
beat
you a
it.
big belt.
Good for you. Get the fuck out of here. We'll give you a head start. All right, go.
They gotta pass this time.
Right,
Don't
like
let it happen again.
again, that's just a keyed up fucking dude trying to direct this movie. Like, fucking, it don't matter. Fight.
Do it.
Right. It works.
Kill him.
Right. I liked it. Obviously, and it's Gary Busey too, which just makes it that much better. You're just like, I don't
Get
know.
that shit off my lawn.
Get too old for this shit. This was released.
Somebody
on...
shoot this prick. Sorry.
No, you could. This was released on March 6th, 1987. Late 80s? Feel like that's...
I didn't even know it was the 80s until opening scene.
Yeah.
Well,
80s.
Yeah, before
Knew
Die
it.
Hard.
you're right. As soon as this movie
Immediately.
starts,
I
you're
was
just like,
fucking 80s.
the saxophone comes on and you're like, ooh.
It's
Yeah.
fucking
80s.
80s.
The
It's like
music,
a souped up Cagney and Lacey opening, isn't it?
it really is. I really wish... So the second movie still has sort of a soundtrack right like this, but then it gets to the later 90s, and of course it turns into what every 90s fucking movie turns into with music. But I'm a sucker for saxophone, man. So anytime like somebody's...
Me and Tiffany were talking about it the other day because she sent me this band to listen
Shredders?
to. No,
No.
Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah.
And she was playing, and I was like, oh, the fucking saxophone. She was like, oh, no, me and Steve just talked about that.
The funny thing about that band is it's not throughout the whole song.
No.
It just randomly comes in
I
and you're
know.
like, oh.
I'm like, oh, fuck yeah.
And they do it because it goes away and you're like, well, I want it back. But they know they got you, right?
Yep.
So they just give you a little bit
Yeah.
just to want more.
Sax is great.
I'm
Sax.
a sax man.
Yeah.
Fucking play something, sax man. All right,
Fucking sexy.
budget time. We're going to guess what we think this movie costs to make with all those mountains of cocaine.
Helicopter.
There's a
They used
helicopter.
the cocaine to fund the movie?
Probably. Or they had to pay to get all that cocaine to make the movie. So you might have to throw the amount of money they would have to pay for all that cocaine into your guess.
Question.
After that, all the talcum powder companies were like, get in.
The talcum powder. Yes, Randy, you have a question.
When they're snorting cocaine on set, what do you think it is?
I read this before. There's a movie called Lord of War, and there's a lot of scenes in where Jared Leto
Nicolas
is
Cage.
snorting fucking cocaine. Yes, Nicolas Cage as well. There's a part where he makes Ukraine, the city of Ukraine, on a table out of cocaine and snorts it all. It's like
Ukraine's a country.
Yes, it is. Thank you. It's like a herbal kind of like thing they use for like vitamin B and shit. That's all it is.
Oh, so it's good for them.
Yeah.
That's good. They get their vitamins.
Yeah.
That's good. That's always
Also,
good.
it could be cocaine
Vitamins.
I mean,
too. Who's gonna know, right? Look,
Not us.
we're going for authenticity in this movie. All right. You either want to play this part or you don't. So, cocaine is going to be snorted.
snort the coke or get the fuck out.
Right. Hit the bricks or snort the coke.
Hit the literal bricks.
Right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so what do we think? I'm gonna go Randy first. What do we think it costs to make this movie Lethal Weapon in 1985 or 6? Because they always make movies before they release, obviously.
64.
$64 million
Yep.
to make Lethal
Final
Weapon.
answer.
Final answer. Okay, Sean, what do you think?
What did you go for?
He said,
65.
he said $64 million.
I'm going to go a little bit high. I'm going to go 84 million.
$84 million.
64. 84.
84. 84.
You guys are way off.
Oh, it was more.
It cost $15 million.
That's
to make
fucking
this
it. They got a
movie.
helicopter, bro.
Is that it?
Helicopter. They didn't buy it. They rented it for 2 days, probably. The one scene where the guy shows
I'm
up.
doing the conversion. I'm seeing who's closer.
All right.
Do you know what though? That be you, obviously. This is the thing though. This shows you what you can do with a film. It's not a little money. If someone gave it was 15 million, we'd take it and run.
Right,
But,
right.
In terms of filmmaking, it's quite small. Look what they can do. I was going to mention this earlier, but all the practical, because I don't think there was much CGI around this time. So it's all for real. I loved it. It's a great kind of film.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that are cult classics or classic movies or great movies that had a shoestring budget, and if they were given more money, they might not be good movies because they had to make do with what they had to actually, make iconic scenes for these movies. Like, look at the original Halloween movie. That movie is, regarded as one of the best, horror movies of all time. It was made for like $250,000, not even.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Blair Witch was the
Blair
same.
Witch too, yeah,
Oh, that-
Dog
exactly.
Soldiers was the same.
Wasn't
Because it forces you to be creative.
Right,
Forces
exactly.
you to. I can see your eyes this time, Randy. Had glasses on all the time last time.
Right. Well, even so, we
Sorry, I got
we
distracted.
talked about Jaws in one of our episodes of where the sharks, they paid a lot of money to get them to work and they didn't work. So instead of paying more money to get new ones or remake them or fix them or do whatever, they made a movie where you barely see the shark, and it's a better movie. You know what I mean? Like it same thing with the original Alien movie. You don't see that alien that much. It's in your subconscious of what's going on and what's haunting them or what's in the shadows. To me, everybody's different. So what is they're afraid of is completely different. So a movie that doesn't show you what's there for most of the runtime, you're going to come up with it and scare yourself more than the movie is going to scare you. You like what I did there?
That was a lot.
Very nice.
Was it too much for you?
I don't know.
You're on the
I'm
brain
on Alpha
stuff
Brain
today.
right now.
Yeah,
I'm
he's on
focused
Alpha Brain.
hard as fuck. but
Obviously not.
I know.
No.
I don't think anything works for me. Like energy drinks.
You have ADHD is what the problem is.
I don't think so. I might.
If you can't
No.
focus on something very long, you have ADHD.
Either
I
that
can-
or me and you were just boring as shit.
I can focus on things.
Can you?
Yeah.
What did I just say?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, box office. What do we think this movie made in its entire theatrical run worldwide? Randy first.
This is what I meant by 64 million. Yeah. I
Are
got
you
it mixed
saying
up.
that?
Yep, that's got
Or are
to
you trying to cover your tracks?
Don't worry
there?
about it. It's 64 million.
$64 million you're
Yep.
going with. Final answer.
Nope, 102.
102.
102.
I just said final answer just because you
No, I
bring it
didn't
to
like
the
that.
same.
I didn't like
okay.
how you said, yep.
All right.
102.
Okay. Sean, what do you think this movie made overall in its entire box office run in theaters?
155 million.
155. I like that. Anytime somebody says 55, my brain goes to Sammy Hagar. 55. You know that song? You don't know that song?
No.
Well,
I'm
if you've
surprised
ever...
you know what song and I don't.
Look, I know music up until about 2004.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I listened to music, and then I stopped listening to
Which
music.
is fucking dumb.
It's not. My
Who
brain...
stops listening to music?
The way my brain works is in order to listen to a new song, because I play the drums and I've played the drums so long, my brain listens to the drums first, and I just can't turn it off. So then I have to listen to that song again, and then my brain listens to the guitar and bass. Then I got to listen to it again to hear the full song. So it's almost like work for me to listen to a new song I've never heard before, because I got to listen to it 3 times to actually enjoy it. I don't like that. Especially if it's a song I'm like, this song sucks.
Well, if it sucks from...
I'm not going to turn it off because normally someone's saying, hey, I think you'd like this song. I'm not going to go out and look for new music myself, right? Unless it's like, hey, the new Blink-182 song's out. I'm going to listen to it because
Trash.
it's okay.
Fucking trash.
It sounds like Blink-182.
They wrote it in 10 minutes, dude.
But didn't they write every other Blink-182 song in 10 minutes?
Probably.
So it's
They
Blink-182,
are
right?
trash still. I don't like Blink at all.
That's for another podcast and another time. Anyways, what I'm saying is, so I'm going to respect the person who said, hey, you should listen to this, and I'm going to listen to that whole song. If it's shit, I'm still going to be like, well, that's shit, but I got to listen to it 3 times to get to the shit. I hate it.
Get to the shit.
I hate it. Anyways, opening weekend, it made $6.8 million.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, $120.2 million.
I was closest.
You're
Eat it,
closest.
Sean.
Let's be real, though.
I was still fucking far off.
1987, that's a lot of money for this type of movie. So if you were to inflate that using inflation to see what it is, I've already done the math
you
for
already did
you. That is $313.5 million.
313 mil.
That's a lot of money, even if this movie came out today, for what it is. $15 million to make it.
Shh.
Oprah's texting me. It says an Oprah giveaway. I have spam.
you get a whale. You get a whale.
You get a podcast. You get a podcast.
Everyone gets podcast. Sorry. So
I'm an Kenny Holmes. Sorry.
this movie, for all intents and purposes, was a smashing success.
Smashing
That was very British.
You like that? Smash.
Straight out British.
Maybe. The Queen was on my money. Wonder what they're going to do now in Canada.
I don't know about yours. How much goes out of circulation within the next so many years, and then they replace it with the King?
Why not just keep her on it?
Pay
Well, they do.
respects.
They did well because it has to have the current sovereign on it.
Does it though? Who made that up? The Queen? Because she was the Queen. So like,
You
it's
could
me.
change that shit
So,
now.
right? We could change. Keep her on it. Fuck it.
Rest in peace.
Think of all the money it would cost to have to uncirculate all that money to recirculate the new one with the King's face on it. But you know who wants it? The King, obviously. So it's gonna happen. Put my fucking
kind of
face on
tradition.
everything.
Who's
If
the
it didn't, the
king?
people who collect coins would be pissed.
Oh well, maybe not, because wouldn't all their coins go up in value with the Queen's face on it?
There's too many to anyway.
Anyways, tomatometer. Randy already said it, so we're gonna go with Randy. What is the critic score?
81.
It's actually 80.
Oh. One of,
Actually, it's a lot of old shit. No, I'm joking.
It's a load of old shit. So that's what we're gonna call this section. The load of old shit. What do we think that? Yeah. Audience score. Do you know what that was?
no, I don't think so.
86.
Fuck.
Not too bad.
That's pretty
Not too
good.
bad. What we
It's
can
high,
get,
I mean, I agree.
yeah, what we can guess though is the IMDb score, the International Movie Database score. So this
Oh,
is
I read
audit.
that what
one,
that means?
and I was
Yeah.
not impressed.
Did you just figure that out?
No.
Or have you known it?
I've known that
Why have you never said it before?
because we never guess it. I always say it, so I never explain it.
8.3.
8.3. Okay. Do you know what it is, Sean, or do you want to take a guess?
I do, yeah. No, I know what it is because I remember seeing what it was and being like, "Are you kidding me? That is ridiculously low." It's like 7.3 or something like that, isn't it? It's quite low.
7.6.
Fuck.
It's a fluid number too, so like if you saw it last week, it could have changed till today.
Yeah.
Because I can get on there and be like, better.
Fucker.
Right. This movie's awesome. 17,000 out of 10. Who was your favorite character, Randy?
Fuck. You know how many, I've done this podcast so many weeks.
I don't know.
And I never
these
think
questions.
of it while I watch it.
Maybe
could-
you need a cheat sheet in front of you so you
I
can.
shouldn't just write it down while I'm watching it.
Well, no. What I'll do is I'll come up with if you were in school, right, a sheet in which it has these questions on, and you'll print out one for each movie,
Yeah, I'm just
and you'll
right
write
next
the
to it.
movie name
I
on the
should do
top,
that, honestly.
and then you'll be watching and you'll be like, oh yeah. This is.
We
you
should
know,
do that.
You should do that.
Oh yeah, I should do that. Not me. Not we. Me.
Right. I got it.
Let's just go ahead with Riggs.
Riggs,
'Cause he wasn't crazy.
but he was.
Yeah. And he was just fucking great to watch.
You know, I'm not a big Mel Gibson fan. I
He
like the
played-
Road.
Good.
Sorry,
Oh, I am.
No,
I like the
Terms
Road
of
Warrior. I like the first two movies. Thunderdome Beyond, is it Beyond Thunderdome, the third one with Tina Turner? Well, it's enjoyable to watch and entertaining. It's not a good movie, and he's hamming up in that movie. So to me, I'm like whatever. But anything since then, I'm just like Mel Gibson's in this. I like What Women Want. That's
Did you
a
know he
decent
was in
movie.
Daddy's Home too?
Yes,
I didn't.
He's the dad.
I didn't know that was him.
Oh, okay.
I never thought of older actors until I started doing this podcast. So it was all the new actors I knew, none of the old ones. That's why
So
when
you're-
we had the
okay.
whole thing with Indiana Jones,
I got you.
whatever the fuck his name is. I already don't know it.
Put some respect on Harrison Ford's name, please. Whoever the fuck that guy is. He is a carpenter, sir.
I watched a lot more Mel Gibson. I think he did We Were Soldiers, which was a depiction of the Battle of Rung Valley in Vietnam, which they actually talk about in this.
They do, and
It's
there's a
good
cool fun fact about that. He was in a movie in which the battle is partaken in. What the fuck is that movie? The Thin Red Line?
We
No,
Were
that's not it.
Soldiers.
We Were Soldiers. Thank you.
Plays
There's-
Colonel Almer, based on a book by the same colonel.
Yeah,
Joe Galloway.
there's one part of that movie that's seared into my brain, and you might
I know
know
which
what
bit
it
it
is. He knows what it is. So they pick this dude up off the ground who is just engulfed in flames, and as they grab his legs, they melt away as he's pulling him.
That's disgusting.
So like his skin and his fucking muscles just all the way down his bones. Like
What movie
it's
is this?
fucking We Were Soldiers.
Ooh.
It's
Okay.
wild. It's obviously it's a war movie.
Yeah.
So it depicts certain things. Have you ever seen Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Thank God.
More gory, obviously, than Saving Private Ryan, but I still feel like Saving Private Ryan's the most realistic depiction of war because of just emotional stuff. Like the part where the medic's not getting murdered, but dying, and he's like, reaching out for his mom, or the part where the dude gets fucking stabbed in the chest, and he's like, "Please don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's so, even now, like, thinking about it, I don't want to watch that movie.
I can't watch that film.
I can't watch those
I
parts.
reviewed it and I can't watch it.
Yeah, I will watch the movie, but I will either skip those parts or just like la 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 through it.
I haven't seen the movie in years.
It's really good.
Did you know in that scene he's got an injury on his hand, the Jewish American guy? That's how the German gets the upper hand on him.
Yes, because earlier in the movie he gets like shrapnel or something happens to his hand. Yeah, I got you. I remember that. That makes sense. But Vin Diesel's in it.
What?
Yeah. He's the guy who gets shot on the piano.
Really?
That's why we can't take fucking children.
Exactly. It's all about family. Oh my God, it's all about family. Holy shit, it comes back. It all comes back.
Full fucking circle.
He's just like, I'm trying to get the kids. Family.
She reminds me of my niece, sir.
God damn.
Oh, that bloody film.
His car out in the parking lot was probably a fucking Charger.
Yeah. Yeah. He flipped it a couple times. You know he was in a Street Sharks commercial?
A what?
Do you know what Street Sharks are?
No.
Please look it
Shoes?
up. No, it's a toy, and it was a cartoon show back in the early 90s or maybe late 80s, but I remember having a bunch of Street Shark toys, but he was in one of the commercials, like playing with the toys and stuff. It's super fucking 90s.
These fucking dudes?
As a kid, right? As a kid. He was a kid.
But he doesn't look like one because he just looks like Vin Diesel. He's bald there too, I think. Fuck. Or he's got like a
just
crew
like
cut.
30-year-old Vin Diesel with these kids' toys. Like,
Right.
I forgot
what are you
about
doing?
that.
Okay,
My
I'm
career's on
glad.
the fucking slide, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you actually know that.
I forgot about that.
Okay, I was gonna say there's no reason that you wouldn't have known that. Yeah, you're young, but everybody knows Street Sharks, bruh. You remember Gargoyles?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah.
Great show because it had a lot of mature themes in that. Even I'm gonna say this, one of my favorite cartoon shows of all time is the Batman animated series. Really
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
goes into some very deep things. That's the show that brought Harley Quinn to life. There wasn't a Harley Quinn until that show.
Well, they haven't done it justice since.
I definitely agree to that. Also, Mark Hamill is the Joker. I will fight anybody to the death about that. Other people have done the Joker and done great jobs to them, but Mark Hamill is the Joker to me.
I've got a recommendation for you. Do you know the original Chucky films?
Yes.
They did a remake of Chucky, I think, sometime in the 2010s. I want to say 2013. It wasn't long ago. And Mark Hamill voices Chucky.
Yep.
And it's unbelievable.
So it's on my list to watch. I remember when it came out and I was going to see it and then something happened. I can't even remember what it was, but I remember like I was about to buy tickets. It's like, oh no, we're doing this. I think we might have got it. Well, not with you. I think my band at the time got a show that night and I was like, oh, all right. I guess I'm not going to see this. And then I completely forgot about it. But yeah, I've heard really good things. I've also heard really good things about the TV show. The Chucky TV show is like,
Was it a TV show?
It's on Sci-Fi, and they're like letting them like, you can
Do whatever you want.
fucking kill people, like show it all. Yeah. So
Good.
yeah,
That's how it should be.
I'm gonna say one recommendation, and I say it to everybody: Ash vs. Evil Dead. If you haven't watched it yet, get the fuck on it. It's
I've
Halloween
only just watched
season.
the first Evil Dead.
Yeah, what'd you think?
Oh, I loved it.
So
Good.
did you watch the original Evil Dead movie, or did you watch?
The original Evil Dead.
Okay.
Not on my podcast. It's on Vloggers.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It was great. But
Check
then
it
the
out.
host had an absolute disaster because
Nope.
he's away traveling the world. And he's like it cut off.
Hmm.
So me and the guest had to record something afterwards. So he's going to splice it. So there you go.
Nice.
It was
Anyways,
fun though.
watch Evil Dead 2 when you can. Just do it.
Oh, I've already got it down on my list to do with somebody.
Oh, okay, perfect. Because the good thing about Evil Dead 2, and I'm sure you've read about it already, it's the same movie, but they did it with a bigger budget.
I've heard it's better than the original.
It's
Like,
way-
someone said it's better.
It's way better because again, like I said, they made the first movie with no money. They were students at that point, and it got cult classic status, and people were like, hey, fucking, here's money. Make it again, but better. And they did, and it's good. It's really good.
What's next, Steve?
Who is your favorite character, Sean?
Oh, a bit of an unusual one. I'm gonna go, just for the one scene. I'm gonna go with the kind of the third cop guy. I don't think has a name. That works with Riggs and Murtaugh, and he's the guy when they ring up and they're trying to basically telling the bad guy that he's like, hey, it's so and so from Homicide. He's like, I'm just asking. We had a shot earlier. And he's like, yes, he was, Riggs shot and killed. And the guy's like, okay, thank you. And he's like, who is this? And it's like so bad. Then he puts the phone down and he just his face, and this is terrible for a podcast, but he's just like, yeah. As if like, yeah,
I got him.
I've nailed that.
The only thing I will break away with from that is if these guys are mercenaries and are like all this technology and stuff, wouldn't they have had a scanner, and wouldn't they have been listening to the scanners to see if a cop was murdered or like requesting cop shot, officer down? Wouldn't they have been listening to that instead of calling the fucking police thing like, hey, somebody, what happened?
Scanners are that small at the time, were they?
They would have been. I mean, every cop has one in their car, so why wouldn't you?
And a lot of them had them in their homes too.
Right. I know a lot of people here that have them in their homes, and they listen to scanners all day just to hear.
That's what I used to do at my grandparents' house. Just listen to it.
Yeah. I have a couple. My parents have a couple friends who have it, and they just listen to it because their husbands were volunteer fire department firemen. So once they passed away, they just kind of keep it just for comfort. Kind of cool. Yeah.
Huh.
My favorite character. Yeah, sorry, not to cut you off there, Sean. My favorite character is going to be Murtaugh, and it's based off of this movie and the following movies. I know it's not fair to do that, but watching this movie and him being too old for this shit, and this is the first movie, and knowing there's 3 more, and possibly they're making another one.
Are they? Fuck yeah!
Apparently.
He has been too old for this shit for
Since
fucking 30 years. It's
I think
great.
Saw was a bit of an audition tape for him, wasn't it? He's partnered up with somebody. That was definitely a bit of an audition tape. Like, I could still do this.
I can still do this. Now, he wasn't 50 years old when they filmed this. He was like 41 or something, or 40.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, that does make it okay.
Boy has some grays for being 40.
I mean, that could have been added.
Right.
Put a little just for men in there.
Right.
Grow some gray. Yeah. Or maybe he had some grays because he had some shit
I got
to do
grays.
with
I'm
him.
27.
There you go. I got grays and I have no care in the world.
You got no hair.
But the hair I have is turning gray. The little bit. It's on the sides. It's on the sides.
Oh, okay.
It is. Look, I
Is there?
I got some. I just shave it all off. But no, Murtaugh is just great in this movie because he feels very grounded. You know what I mean? For a movie like this where you have Mel Gibson who's playing this, like, he's not over the top, but he's definitely larger than life. You know what I mean? Like, Murtaugh fucking shoots that fucking, the target, right? And he's like, yeah, what you gonna learn, boy? Like, look at this, I got him. And he's like,
old man.
right, he fucking puts it all the way down and then makes a goddamn smiley face out of his bullet.
Which that one kind of threw me off. He only shot 6 rounds. There were 7 in the
it's
7
funny.
in the smiley face.
I counted 2 today. I
Yeah.
watched it. I was like, you're wrong.
Nope.
You're wrong. But again, the nose was his. Was
Yeah,
Murtaugh's.
but you had 2 eyes and you had 5 underneath.
Exactly. And I was like,
Yep.
it's a movie. It's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Everything about Murtaugh, even though he's an old African American man with 4 kids or 3 kids or whatever, with a family and a broken ass house that they're trying to remodel, I sympathize with him.
They really had to remodel at the end.
Just
That
wait till the
sucked.
next movie.
Oh, it gets even worse. Poor Danny.
You can empathize with anybody. Anybody.
Oh no, for sure.
Anybody.
Yeah, anybody. I felt his struggles. You know what I mean? Like, and you so for personal whatever, my wife cooks very good,
Very,
very good.
very well.
But when he's outside and he's just like talking to Mel Gibson, like, did you like it? And he's just like,
No.
no. I was like, all right, that's good. And then they bring the call back again at the end, like, why don't you come in? And so I don't have to fucking suffer alone through this. I was like, man, that's some good shit right there.
You don't have to worry about that. Because Tiffany
No, I
can
don't.
cook the shit out of some food.
There's been some off meals.
No, there hasn't.
Brave man. Brave soul.
In about a week, I'm going to be stabbed, and you'll know why. No, I'm not saying it's things that she would like that is cooked very well that I'm just like, not for me, bro.
Okay.
So they're good.
I'm sure it's fucking delicious.
It's probably really good
for her.
but for her,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna, not for me.
Yeah.
Give me a pizza.
It was like she made something one day when I was over here.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll eat it because I'm sure it was very delicious,
Sure.
but I just didn't like the
What
food.
was it?
It was some vegetable.
Oh, I don't eat vegetables.
Oh, there you go then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are vegetables? Are they good
Disgusting.
for you? Ew.
Nasty.
YOLO. All right, favorite part or scene? Random.
Fuck me in the ass. Ooh, when he jumps off the building with the
With the
dude
other
that's
guy.
up there. Yeah.
Like, see, that was quick.
shit
You got
was
it.
funny.
That was good.
I was like, oh shit.
And it definitely shows him being like unhinged and like, fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, look,
Hey, let
you
me
want
light
to
it
die?
for you.
Right, right.
We're going down. You want to jump? All right, let's jump.
I want to die. You want to die? Let's fucking go. The guy's like, no, I don't.
That's when I started. That was when I texted him. I was like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
When he did that. I was like,
Well,
fuck
even
yeah.
so, go before that, right? Where he's literally, well, before he actually puts a gun in his mouth, he's doing it in that opening scene. Like, just fucking kill me. Just fucking kill me.
Yeah.
Shoot me right now. Like, you're not going to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm calling your bluff. Like, you can only do that if you are unhinged and want to die. And at the end,
that
where
if-
him saying he wasn't crazy and he's giving him the bullet back and everything, obviously,
I like that part,
I like it too because now it shows he found something to live for. He
Yep.
goes back to his wife's grave,
which is good.
and it's having a partner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That you can count on and trust and be cool with. And again, watch the next 3 movies
I'm going to.
because they're really good.
Oh,
and
they're on your Plex?
they are.
You
I
downloaded them, right?
downloaded
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of them.
okay.
Right.
Cool.
Boom, 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 boom. I was like, yeah, all right. Because the 4th movie is my favorite in this series. Not because it came out late 90s. It's just I like Jet Li. Jet Li's in it. He's my boy. Gotta represent late 90s, right? You weren't around then.
I was.
You
I
weren't
was
in-
just too young.
You weren't in the scene.
You were
whatever.
barely in the scene.
Shut up. Late 90s, I was old.
You're
I was out of the
33.
scene. 34. Sean, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
You're getting old.
Mine was the scene after the jump. Scene after they landed
When they were
back.
in the when they went into the bank while he was painting it.
Yeah, the everything gore star, and they have this brilliant scene where they're just facing off, and he's like, "Right, are you fucking mad or nuts or whatever? Like, are you unhinged? What's going on?" And I thought that scene was brilliant. I think there's undertones in this film that you're quite aware of sometimes, but it surprised me for an 80s film in that it's got this really quite interesting look at kind of at men and their emotions and how the guy at the beginning, I think who's my favorite character, is like, I'm an 80s guy, I cried in bed last night.
Yeah. That was
And they're
funny.
like,
By myself,
woman?
too.
no, alone, why do you think I cried?
Yeah.
And they have this really strange thing all the way along, and you see kind of shadows of what men were like, where the psychiatrist is kind of saying, this guy's unhinged, this is not safe to have him out there. And the guy's like, excuse me. And he doesn't say honey, but I'm sure I imagined he did. It's like, excuse me, honey. And he like points at the men's sign. And he's like, he just shuts the door in her face. So I like the fact there was this look at that. Maybe I read into it too much, but I enjoyed it.
No, you did. No, I mean, the movie itself, to me, is deeper than you think it would be. On the surface, Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, like you're thinking this is going to be this almost Die Hard, right? Which it kind of is. But it goes deeper into, like you said, depression or suicidal thoughts and stuff like that, and him acting out because he's suicidal, right? Like, would he have done that drug bust in the beginning if he was that suicidal? No. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have got through that. He wouldn't have busted those guys. The scene in which you talked about, right, where he's just jumping off the building with a guy. If he wasn't suicidal, would he have done that?
So was that?
He says I controlled the dive. This is the argument he's got later on when he's in the bank and he's arguing with Murtaugh. He says, "Do you know the reason why I didn't shoot myself?" In the scene we see, "No, I didn't shoot myself," and you're gonna laugh. I didn't do it because of the job, and you think it's a brilliant, really acted by them both. Mel Gibson absolutely kills it, and you're watching it thinking that's the only thing keeping you alive. The fact that you love your job, you're really good at it, and as the film goes on, you find out more about his ex-special forces. Well. And another thing, like the undertones of Vietnam and the effects that it's had on, what you would look at as older men, especially the villain and the other guy, Gary Busey and all the other people, you would just see as, oh, they're just evil, or they're just drug runners or drug dealers. But actually, I mean, yeah, they are. But they're all damaged, like a damaged generation, which I thought I wasn't expecting to find anything like that in this film. So that was quite cool.
That's a great point. Like, you're looking at people, they're all talking about the war and what they've done after it, right? And like what they've turned into as their lives. Like, you have all these people who, like you said, are damaged from that war and having to pick up the pieces of their lives or their emotional state and like go, okay, what do I do? And you have a fucking general that even Mel Gibson's character knows once he gets caught by him, like, well, this is going to be fucked up that I'm going to, take you down, like, whatever. But you're seeing what these people had to go through and change and just to be life. And you're right. Like, why would this movie be that deep? It shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But
Vietnam's only ended only 12 years before the time of the film. So, guys would have been late 20s, 30s, would then be like 40s, around that age. So it makes sense.
Right.
Soldiers were a lot younger, but it makes sense.
Yeah, no, and to me, that's what makes this movie stand out from any other generic, kind of action, buddy comedy, whatever here. Also, what did you have before this for buddy comedies, or not comedies, buddy action movies, right? Not a lot. So did this start that buddy cop kind of thing where...
What was before this?
Not much. There was some TV shows, sure, but there wasn't anything like crazy good movie-wise that were buddy cop. This, to me, is the staple for it. And how many other movies came out because of this?
A lot. An absolute lot, sir. Yeah, there was a lot that came out, I think. And it's funny you mentioned about Die Hard. Like, I was wondering why it sounded so similar, the music, and then I realised it's by the same guy.
Same guy. Yep.
Yeah, Michael Kamen. Oh, here's the thing I was thinking right at the beginning. Why does nobody ever argue, is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie or not? Everyone's obsessed with Die Hard.
I was going to get to that. So, you're right.
Sorry.
Everybody goes, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? No, it's not. Is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie? The same things or the same tropes that you can say where people say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas. They talk about Christmas. They're at a fucking Christmas party, right? Just because...
In Die Hard.
Yeah. Just because...
Fucking California.
Just because Santa Claus is not there and it's not about Santa Claus and getting presents doesn't mean it's not a Christmas movie. This movie specifically happens around Christmas. There's multiple references to it being Christmas Day at one point. You know what I mean? And presents are shared. You can go in the house with a Christmas tree. The guy takes the note off the Christmas tree at the end. They're both Christmas movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Action Christmas movie, yeah.
And there are presents in Die Hard. He gets a machine gun.
Okay, you're absolutely right. A Tommy gun. Sorry, no.
Yeah.
My favorite part is what you said, the him jumping off the roof with that guy, because like we talked about, it shows him being so unhinged that he'll do anything to finish the job or get the guy or do whatever. You know what I mean? Like when they finally say he's got my daughter, he's like, let's fucking kill these guys. You know what I mean? Like, hell yeah.
What did that note say? Your daughter looks...
It's
something about we have your daughter. She looks nice or something.
Oh, the other one. You mean the other one? There's another note.
Like the first one.
It says something like your daughter looks pretty naked or something. I'm sure.
Is that what it said? Yeah, I would have lost my shit too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's that bit where Murtaugh's just like he's like when when he shoots the guy's trying to drive away, and shoots him, and I think he says something before that, and I'm just like, oh, you don't fuck with him now. You have made him such an adversary. It's unbelievable.
Which was
fuck
great.
with daddy.
Yeah. Which was great. All right, do we have any what the fuck moments in this movie? Yes, I'm adding a new question here.
Shit.
Outside of the fact that Randy hasn't seen loads of films.
That's a what the fuck moment.
Yeah, okay.
But specifically in Lethal Weapon, do you have any movies where you're like, what the fuck?
I don't...
You know what I did like, though?
Yep.
I've forgotten to mention. The eggnog, when the guy gets shot?
And he's holding eggnog?
Is there a big stack of eggnog? That's my what the fuck moment. You watch that scene back. There's a big stack of like 8 eggnog cartons.
And he
know, and he
wasn't
picks one up and he's
drinking
drinking it.
any in that scene, right? And then all of a sudden he turns around and gets shot, and he's holding the eggnog, and it goes
No,
through
he is drinking it. He does drink it a bit. He's talking to him, and he's talking. That's what I loved. He's talking really nonchalantly about. Yeah, well, we've just been bringing loads of heroin and all this, and we're in the war, man. Come on, and he doesn't say it like that, but he's drinking, and then he's shut.
Ridiculous.
I don't think I do. That's like I said. I like this. Normally, if I don't like a movie, I'm gonna have a what the fuck, like why the fuck. I'm
Sure.
gonna have a reason for not liking it. But this one was fucking
It was dope.
So
I
it
have
was
I
nothing.
have a big what the fuck moment, and it happens early in the movie.
okay.
It's not the cocaine diving off the building.
Cocaine
It's,
City one. It's not that one.
So Danny Glover's bathing.
Oh,
And
what
his
the fuck? Why are the
family-
kids in
Yes,
there,
and his-
dude?
yeah.
Exactly.
Get the fuck out.
And then
They
and
saw
then the
his
daughter,
dick.
Yeah,
the older daughter
100%.
kneels down. She's like, "Love you, daddy." Kiss
Right,
him. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and then kiss it. Like, you're
falls around.
fucking
What are you
naked,
doing?
bro.
Yo, that wasn't a big bathtub. There wasn't a lot of bubbles going
No,
on.
And the kids
His
are way too
his
old to know.
hwang is just hanging and floating, bro.
Yeah.
Like there is no
So
way.
I did look at it, and there was a sponge just sitting in the
Look at
water,
what?
but you could see past the sponge. You know he's
It's
fucking
right. It's
packing.
in it. Yeah,
He's packing.
it's Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that man.
Yeah,
He's got it.
like if the kids were like under 2,
Sure.
cool.
Sure.
They're not gonna know anything.
His
They're not gonna
daughter
see
is
it.
old enough to drink. What is she
Yeah.
doing in there?
And she stayed there longer and said, "You're getting a lot of gray hair,
Yeah.
but I still love you." Mwah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure. I wasn't sure if she was like a girlfriend or I wasn't
Yeah.
sure at the start.
At the
At that
beginning,
point,
I was
yeah.
so confused.
Yep,
Yeah.
in the beginning, I was like, "Is that his wife?" She was very young.
She's very
Good
young.
for her. Nope.
Good for him.
Just, good for him. Yeah.
Right.
That's just your daughter looking at you naked while you're sitting in the tub on your birthday.
Look, I don't know how families were in the early '80s or late '80s
It
like
shouldn't
that
be like that.
in a house that is.
Do you guys
being-
do that though? Like, do your parents like kiss you like? Because that doesn't happen here.
What?
I mean,
Like,
if I was
when you're
younger-
older, like don't mean like because she kisses him on the lips and I'm like,
Oh,
does that
yeah,
happen
no,
over there?
no. That stopped at like 6.
Well, I know some people who like I'll be out and they'll be like, "All right, see you later, kid," on the lips, and I'm like, "Your
I mean,
kid's
we might do
12."
this,
Stop
you
that.
might do the cheek with like your grandma, but
Yeah, that's
or your
fine.
mum, but like.
But on the lips, nah,
Yeah.
nah. I don't care who you
no.
are.
And
It
I'm
gets
not.
weird at a
Let's
point.
just get it right. I'm not saying it's like an inappropriate kiss or anything like that because it isn't. But I was just wondering if the societal norms were different over there.
It's the
80s.
same. Because I remember the last time I did, and that was the last time I did.
Well, depending on where you are in the country, cousins kiss all the time.
West Virginia.
Maybe where we are. I know somebody who's married to their second cousin.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean,
That's legal.
It's
It
legal.
is.
Yeah, it is legal.
It's legal.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it right.
Are they blood?
I don't care. Doesn't make
Are,
it right.
are you blood though?
Am
Is
I
second
blood?
cousin blood?
Like it would
Second
depend.
cousin is your cousin having a kid, right?
Yeah.
So you're blood. That's nasty. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
Get a divorce.
Stop it. So, for our How Have You Not Seen This episode, we have 2 questions.
Okay.
Number 1, why have you not seen this yet? Which we might have touched on already, but
I
we'll get
just
back to it.
never older movies. I just don't go to.
Okay.
I go to the new ones that I've seen before, and I'm like, yep, I want to watch it.
So
again.
there's no movie that if you weren't on this podcast, somebody said, "Hey, bro, have you seen this? You should see it," and you're like, "Meh."
probably not. That's why I like doing this podcast because it
Okay.
makes me watch movies that I
got
wouldn't
you.
normally watch.
I got you. Okay, so I feel you now,
I'm
and it
slowly
makes
getting cultured.
it makes more sense why you haven't seen certain movies, and I get it. Like there's movies that came out before my time that I don't want to fucking watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if people are like, well, it's a classic. You need to see Casablanca, and I'm gonna say,
Probably fucking not, bro.
no, I'm good.
And I don't know if you like this. Doing more movies that I've never seen makes me talk about more.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the first couple episodes.
Oh,
I
you-
didn't fucking say shit.
He went, "Hi, I'm Randy. I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here.
I watched this movie. It was okay.
And now I'm like, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Unless Tara's here and she takes up the whole time of talking.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
No.
It's cool.
What were
She
we
don't,
talking-
what? Anyways, so Sean, why have you not seen this movie yet?
I honestly don't know because it's like a film that you would have thought I've seen. It's the kind of film my dad would have done when we were kids. I probably have seen it. You know, it's been on the background when I was young, and I just probably haven't taken it in. It felt a little similar. It's not similar. Jesus, a little familiar at times, but I couldn't remember it. because I love Mel Gibson, like his acting. I love Danny Glover. I just don't know why I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those movies where if you haven't seen it, you're not going to go out of your way to see it, because every other movie that came out after it that's like this has taken ideas or tropes from it. So you have seen this movie.
But
you
no,
know?
I'm definitely going to see 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, yeah. You need
I
to,
have
because they get better.
Yeah.
Way better. They introduce more characters that make it better. Like, it's so good.
I can't wait.
Chris Rock is in the 4th movie.
What?
Yeah.
I fucking love Chris Rock.
Joe Pesci shows up
He
sometimes,
hasn't
too.
had shit in a while, has he?
Oh, what's your Joe Pesci?
Joe Pesci's awesome.
Who's that? Why does his name sound familiar?
You've seen Home Alone,
Oh my
yes?
good God!
Okay, the cop, or the one of the wet bandits, the smaller wet bandit. The guy gets the blowtorch to the head.
I don't remember that word. I'm sorry,
Okay.
I don't.
You know who the wet bandits are?
Yeah.
The 2 guys that are trying to get Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the shorter one.
Okay.
He's
The
not
one
the
who
guy
gets
who
his
gets
hand burned on the door handle.
right. He gets the M on his hand because he tries to open the door handle.
That's
How many
wild.
times have you seen Home Alone?
Like
One
once.
time? You don't
Yeah.
watch it. It's on TV fucking every day
I
during
don't
Christmas.
have TV.
It's on everything.
I have a TV. I don't have TV.
You-
I don't have
you don't-
Dish. I don't have
You don't
cable.
Okay, I got you. No. It's on Disney Plus, bro.
Again,
Oh, I'm gonna watch that.
not a movie I'm going to go out of my way to watch.
Okay, well, cultural differences, let's say.
Sure.
Sure. Because that's a Christmas staple that I'm watching every year around Christmas.
See, mine's Elf.
And Die Hard.
Oh,
Maybe
I think
this
that's so
movie too.
overrated.
Yeah, I hate Elf. We're not going to get into that because we'll be here for another fucking
Can't
hour
fucking
because
wait for Christmas
Elf is.
time. Anyway, keep going.
Fuck you.
Yep, keep
All
going.
right. Did it live up to the hype?
Apparently. Because I fucking love it.
I fucking love it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. My expectations were like kind of here, and it was way up there.
And that's good
It
too,
was
right?
brilliant.
Like you come in with an expectation of, it's probably okay. And then you watch it and you're like, oh.
Honestly, out of all the movies you baby watch, I think this is my favorite one. that
You
you've
say
made
that
me
like
watch.
a bad thing.
A lot of them was a bad thing. Like,
But
The
most of
Thing
them aren't
is
the ones I'm
fucking
making
trash.
you watch. The Thing is a cult classic.
Fucking trash.
Sure. Is a cult classic.
I think it's. I don't think it's. I mean, it's a cult classic, yeah, but I think it's a hell of a good action film. The stories, the characters are great, the performances are great, the action scenes are great. It's fantastic, well paced, which is not a problem sometimes action films have. You know, they lull a bit or they don't. You know, they don't give you enough. I thought it was brilliant. It's like one of these films I watch and I literally go, "Oh God, I wish they made film like this now."
Which movie are you talking
It's my
about? This one?
main.
He's talking about Lethal Weapon.
Okay. I was going to say. The
He's
Thing.
talking about The Thing. Like,
Your opinion's
yeah.
garbage.
No, but Sean is absolutely right. They don't make movies like this anymore. There's no movie that you're coming in for a wholesome, but like a good fight scene that like looks real. Because let's be real. Okay, it looks real. Let's be real. Look at this guy. Movie fight scenes are so over choreographed that they look fake, right? I love Shang-Chi, but the end fight scene in that movie can fuck off. It's too good. Exactly. You don't
not
remember
watching
it. But a movie like this, where it's a gritty, they live, that fight scene. What do you remember of that movie? The fight scene, right? They're
Yeah.
fucking beating the shit
For
out of each
5
other.
minutes straight.
Right. I want a realistic fight scene. I don't want to, oh my God, these guys are so good at martial arts. They've probably been practicing since they were a fetus. Like, I don't want that. I want a real gritty fucking people are beating the shit out of each other, taking elbows to the face and like, let me take this tooth out because I don't need it anymore. Let's fight.
Stab you with it.
Right. Like, I want that. And this movie definitely gives me that.
Yeah.
And the fact he uses
like
an
the-
actual fucking triangle hold to choke him out too at the end, like, it's great. Great. What were you going to say, Sean?
I was just thinking, what did you think of the Bond identity fights in that? Do you think? I thought they were quite gritty.
The first two, yes. The last one, it suffered from the same thing that I'm talking about, where it seems like they were getting too like choreographed and too. Oh, I'm so good at this that
Which
no one.
movies?
Can, the Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne
Oh.
Identity. What was the
Supremacy.
Supremacy?
Supremacy,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did there was one movie that came out with Jeremy Renner taking over, which wasn't bad.
Identity.
Bourne Identity.
I
Or
love
just
Jeremy
Identity was called. Yeah, and people.
They didn't like it?
I don't know if it just didn't make any money or what, but I liked it.
It
Oh,
was quite It was a bit forgettable. I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, it didn't
from-
do anything different than the other movies did, but it was
There's
just one of
fight
those
scene,
things.
Randy, isn't it? Sorry, Steve. There's one fight scene between two
I'm on it.
houses
I got it.
that have got like
Focus.
a gap of about that much to fight in.
Tell him front door. Yeah.
It's the only bit I can remember.
Yeah, no. So it's all good. All right, we're going to get to the fun facts of the week here. Give me a second. Oh. The fun facts of the fucking... I know you can't hear it. Jackie Swanson performed the high fall on her own in the beginning of the movie. Trained by legendary stuntman Dar Robinson, also the stunt was done using an airbag covered with a life-size painting of the driveway and cars, which, like a foreground miniature, visually blends into the real scenes. Thus, the editor is able to hold the shot as she is going to make contact with the airbag to make a greater realistic shot.
The opening scene?
The opening scene, that person falling, I thought was a dummy. It's real.
Good for her.
Did you notice her blink?
Say that again?
She blinks when she's on top of the car. Did you notice that?
I did not. I was looking other please.
I was
He blinks.
definitely looking at the titty.
I was
Admittedly,
looking I was looking for more crazy shit is what I was doing.
I don't know what that says about me and you. You're looking at the the baps. I was looking at the eyes. But maybe it's just
Good for you, Sean. Looking at nice things here.
What a-
Mel Gibson and Bruce Willis considered for each other's roles in Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, and both movies were produced by Joel Silver with music by Michael Kamen. Willis was offered the role of Martin Riggs but turned it down, and a year later he did Die Hard, where Gibson was considered to play John McClane. Coincidentally, the script for Die Hard with a Vengeance, the third Die Hard, was briefly considered to be a film as a Lethal Weapon sequel. That's fucking wild.
I mean, it's the same fucking movie.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
very similar. Except John McClane's on his own.
Except in the third
You-
movie, he's not. He's got a black friend who's the same
Yeah.
Samuel
they didn't
Jackson.
write.
No.
They didn't
of
write
course.
with any ethnicity in mind.
They did not, no. But by the time the third movie would have came around, or Die Hard with a Vengeance being the third movie, obviously,
1995, yeah.
it might have been. So it does. I mean, it is literally a fucking Lethal Weapon
It's a-
movie when you think about it.
Yeah.
Until you bring in the fact that the main bad guy is brothers with the bad guy from the first movies. So if so facto, they're not the same.
It's the facto.
Sorry, I had to
Did
do
you
that.
notice who did the music alongside Michael Kamen for this? Steve.
No.
As a musician, you should have noticed. Eric Clapton of the Rolling Stones. The music with Michael Kamen for this.
You say Eric Clapton of the Rolling Stones or Eric Clapton and the Rolling Stones?
Of the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones is a band.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, I thought everybody knew
No,
that, but never mind. I thought the
we
Rolling
didn't
Stones
know.
were worldwide.
I
Apparently
mean,
not.
we know the Rolling Stones,
Pretty
but
big.
I didn't know that they
Big.
were.
You don't know Eric Clapton?
Yeah, I know who Eric Clapton is. He
Oh,
wasn't in the Rolling
He did.
Stones.
He did the film music with Michael Kamen.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Last fun fact. Roger Ebert played a huge role in the film's success. When he and Gene Siskel reviewed it on their TV show, Ebert raved about it, said the film thrilled me from beginning to end, and said it was both a great action film and a well-written drama. Well-written drama. He later gave it 4 stars in a written review as well. Fans who had not been that aware of the film, which was released to limited fanfare in the spring of 1987, went to see it after Ebert's rave and soon widely agreed that it was great.
The film?
Yes.
Duh.
Yeah. Well, again, so if nobody's going to see it and no one's saying, hey, this is really good, you need to see it, no one's going to go see it. But at the time, what do TV shows, newspapers, whatnot, saying, hey, yo, this is good, fucking see it. People are like, all right, I'll give it a chance. And then word of mouth spreads, and that's why that 6.8 open weekend kind of like, But then, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
like
think it's
it.
different now. I think it's opposite. I think people can read the reviews and think it might be paid for, but then when your friends say, "Have you seen this? This is damn good," and you go,
Yeah,
"I'll give it a go."
there's definitely a different culture nowadays where people are like, I'm not listening to a reviewer. I'm going to go see it myself. Like, I don't trust this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Final decisions out of 10. What would we give Lethal Weapon, Randy?
Good 8.5.
8.5, 8.5. I
8.5.
like it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on it?
I mean, like I said, it opened with cocaine and titties. Okay?
It's good. Good opening.
Mel Gibson was great in the fucking movie.
Yep.
Loved it. Loved his character.
his
Loved
hair
everything he did. Hair
flowing.
was fucking perfect.
Great.
Oh, the hell?
Danny Glover.
Great.
Also very good.
Get too
Getting
old
too
for
old for
this
this
shit.
shit.
Yep.
And get this shit off my lawn.
Get that shit off my
So
lawn.
it's a fucking good movie.
Yeah. You're right. Sean, what would you give this out of 10?
You know what? I don't think it could be better. I don't think it's perfect. I don't think it could be any better. Which is, it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
9
Oh,
out of
good for
10.
you.
Look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. I think it's got undertones of like all these damaged characters. The action scenes are brilliant. The pacing is brilliant. Performances are brilliant. Yes, there's a couple of lines here and there that are of the time and might be a little bit, they're like a bit like, oh, you wouldn't get away with that now. But that's just so insignificant. It doesn't really
Yeah, you're
come
right.
up. But
Yeah, gotcha.
just a great film.
Great.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm going to give this movie, and don't take this the wrong way, a 7.5.
You're a piece of shit.
Hold on. Let me explain. It's because the next movies that come in
Are
this
better?
series, I enjoy more.
We're not fucking talking about those movies.
I know that. But because of those movies and knowing those movies, I give those movies a little bit more than this movie. But I don't want to say a 7.5 is bad. A 7.5 is not bad on my fucking scale. 7.5 is actually pretty good.
Your writing sucks.
My writing?
Your
You can
rating.
You can
No,
rate
your
these
rating.
balls, bro. 7.5 out of 10. I think this is a great movie. Like Sean said, it delves deep into certain just stuff that no movie really goes into anymore, with the suicide and the depression and what we talked about people from Vietnam not knowing where to go or what to do with their lives or different.
Rough.
Yeah, it's wild what this movie kind of delves into. Now, the movies that come after that, the sequels.
Subsequent? Is that the word you were
That
looking
was
for?
the word I was looking for.
Gotcha.
Thank you. Don't go as deep as that. They're more surface level bullshit, but they're more entertaining because of that. I don't think you get Rush Hour without these movies, and I fucking love Rush Hour.
Rush Hour.
So that's
1, 2,
why.
and 3.
Yeah. So that's why 4 to me is great, because 4 was competing with Rush Hour.
Hmm.
So
Rush Hour 3 or 1?
I think
Run.
it was either
One.
1 or 2.
Should've been
I can't remember which one it was, but yeah. So those movies are definitely top tier for me. Chimonly, it's the best. Chimon. So 7.5 out of 10. I want to give it more, but I can't because of the sequels.
Okay.
But again, 7.5 is still good. So
I'm gonna write this down.
wrapping it up, you can write that down. I'd appreciate that.
Gotcha.
Wrapping it up, thanks Sean for coming on for another episode here of How Have You Not Seen This? I do appreciate you coming out here again. If you want to give another quick rundown of where to find you and where to look for you for your stuff, go ahead.
Yes, I stand on street corners and shout out my opinion to random English folk. No, you can find me on Twitter. It's at Yourself Review, or you can also find me on Instagram. It's Review Yourself Podcast 2021.
I like it. 2021. We're getting to 2023 here, so
Yeah, just past a year.
just past a year. Good for you. I heard you were going to be doing a special episode coming up for a whole bunch of stuff with a whole bunch of people, or is that not happening?
It was somebody suggested that because I tagged basically my kind of main collaborators of which you were in there, and somebody jokingly said, I think it was Luke,
Okay.
bastard, said, why don't you get everybody together? And I thought, oh my good god, do you know what, I would, but I think it would be an absolute shit show. I because there'd be too many people talking. I tried to do, you not know what shit show is.
Oh, I know what a shit show is.
Confused.
The
Oh, yeah,
shit
I was
show
just
is here.
confused. Yeah, I don't know if it'd work. I tried to do something for the 1 year and have loads of clips of guests, but sometimes it's difficult because people are busy and stuff. So
Yeah, too sure.
I've got some thoughts. You know me, I've got a cheeky little side series on the go. So there's always something new coming.
He's got some thoughts. I like it. Well, anyways, thanks again for being on for this episode. Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode. If you want to find us, if you do enjoy this, you can find us where, Randy?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcasts, or you can go to www.thedecisionreel.com.
You got
Gotcha,
it. And
beat you
find
to
us
it.
there, you motherfucker. But we are at The Decision Reel. Thanks again
Yes.
for listening, and have a good one, people.
Goodbye.